Phoenix combo. It's actually pretty decent. Actually, Axe versus Spectre, that's pretty bad. Yeah, you really don't want to play Axe into Spectre.
No, because you're a counter initiator, right? The problem is halfway through a fight, your horn has already gone off, and it's the same with the shake that you have no awareness initially.
It's the dispersion, then the horn that stops you from initiating. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard Axe game. That's the order side. By the way, did you see this circle below chat?
Yeah.
Black circle? What's this? I didn't know this before. Matchup in which Life Stealer actually got the ratings much faster and they won it. Spectre was kind of
Life Stealer is the only hero who feels confident against the techies. Chen, yeah, you mentioned, you can throw in your creeps, but it feels bad to do, right? Because then you have to go find new children to sacrifice to explosions.
Yeah, that's true. But it's still better to sacrifice your neutrals than to sacrifice your heroes, right? So Chen versus techies is pretty good for Chen, I would say. Overall, they are lacking their limp hero. DK has been banned out. OD is still in the pool. Sorry, not OD. DP is still in the pool. So something like that, I would love to see on limp. Some pace controlling type of a hero. They don't have a lot of control as well. You have Axe, but that's it. You're very limited on stuns. Of course, Chen can have a couple of centaur stompers, or you can have a couple of trolls to ensnare with, but that's not really that great. You need more.
No, I mean, like, right now, okay, I was gonna highlight that they maybe didn't have much lockdown. I wasn't thinking necessarily Storm Spirit, but Alliance. This is a good Storm game, right? Because we already mentioned the Axe can't initiate. Maybe the Chen army finds him, but all those stuns are predictable and kind of projected.
Yeah, they don't really have enough catch for the Storm. That's obvious. That's why it's picked. It's very easy to get on top of the Phoenix as well. It's very easy to kite the Life Stealer too. And if this game goes long enough, at least at the moment, it looks like a completely free Life Stealer game. Let's look, Alliance. What could they go for here as their last pick? I mean, of course, they're gonna wait for Virtus Pro's one. Virtus Pro, they need an offlane in their final pick. By the way, have you watched a lot of VP recently? Have they been playing even? For the last
they
few
haven't
weeks?
played as many tournaments as they maybe would have because of the new rules that are coming in around secondary rosters, right? So like there was this interchanging where Prodigy would be playing instead, then
They go
VP
with,
would have some of the tournaments.
They go with the most common pick for them. It was one of the heroes that I was thinking, but yeah, I should have said something. Doesn't count now. Centaur is pretty much there to go offlane because Rezo, he does well on everything, but he excels on Centaur. He really excels on Centaur. He plays this hero to the fullest, and they've had a lot of success with it. The only thing is you are picking into a Life Stealer, and that can be a little bit problematic because historically, Nyx wins that lane. It has been changed a little bit. Life Stealer Feast is different, and obviously you have Retaliate to work with right now. But still, I think it's a good lane for nikkobaby.
He has to be careful though, because I mean, it's a techies plus centaur, right? So if you find yourself raging to dodge out the stun, they could still follow up. But at the same time, you need to rage for stun because that's enough time to throw out the silence from techies. So it can, like, there could be some spicy about this. I mean, anytime we see techies, it completely changes how you think of laning matchups and the game in general, right? Like, it is one of those heroes that changes the way Dota functions.
I just want Alliance to pick something very greedy here as their last pick. They could use some catch. Like Virtus Pro banning out that Puck was really good because it's a very strong hero versus Storm on the mid lane, and then later on as well, it's good. Is Ember banned? Viper, okay.
It's
Yeah,
such
yeah,
a good
yeah,
Viper
yeah, yeah.
game.
It's so good. This is very good. It's so strong versus the Centaur, but most importantly versus the Spectre. Now you have a hero that deletes Spectre's haunt, right? You use that haunt, she goes in, suddenly she has none of her passives because of the nether toxin, and that's pretty cool. Man, I love these sets.
Whoa,
All of
what's
them.
that Viper? What?
Okay, Viper looks like something out of WoW that you go to farm around level 46, like Strangletorn Whale or something.
I mean,
you know?
it looks like Viper and Veno had the DNA mixed with the Year Beast to me.
Look at the chat, man. You can't even see it because this
That is Chen now.
beast.
He's just,
Yeah, this
we're
this
Overwatch.
beast is too big.
This is the gorilla now. We're Winston.
Also, the hat on Warlock. Look at that.
Oh god, yeah, that hat. That hat made me chuckle the moment I saw it in the set. Damn,
Yeah, it's
look
pretty cool.
at Centaur's hat as well. It's like, well, he keeps no clipping with his beard for it, but other than that, you know, you got some sort of weird Warframe look going on there.
Yeah, who cares about Centaur, really?
I mean, Rezo does.
He's already beefy, bulky, and whatnot. Look at the Axis hat, however. It's golden, it's burning, it's mean. That's where it's all about.
Alright, wow. These are going to be our drafts. I think Hat Game just has to be won by Virtus Pro to begin with because... and also Rezo just accepting his role in this team. Have you had a game yet where everyone on your team correctly uses the die mode? Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Me neither. I'm bummed out by it.
Yeah, because you have like two players that want to flail, two players that want to put out that they're gonna win, you know, and then you have that one dude that's 100% off to smoke a cigar because the game isn't loaded, and then he's gonna DC when the game loads and be AFK for your first 5 minutes, and you're gonna just sit there, you know, waiting for him to chill out on his balcony, come back to play.
You know, something
because his grandma doesn't allow him to smoke in the apartment, you know.
I ain't got that issue, all right. You know, I know
get
smoking's still a big thing. Actually, when I was in Kiev, loads of people on the smoking breaks still.
In CIS, there's people constantly on smoking breaks. Yeah, it's still a big thing here. The West kind of moved away from it, but the East didn't.
Yeah, a lot of our people embraced vaping.
I mean, people vape here as well. Dude, I hate that smell so much, by the way. I can stand cigars.
There's loads of different smells.
Every. Like, I can stand cigars, no problem. I grew up in Bosnia, dude. Like, you can smoke around babies in Bosnia. You smoke in restaurants. Like, it literally, like, every restaurant can be smoked in. You know, there are no...
How does that work, Ahmed? They just go puffing. It's like, what are you doing with that baby? Don't matter. Gonna make the lung strong.
Yeah, in any case, I've lived... Oh, techies.
Just techies things.
I mean,
the thing is, you know, for a lot of gamers, we don't care about the smoking. We're more focused on something else to kind of relax us, to give us our energy as well, which is usually.
Is it maybe Monster Energy?
It does keep us energized. One of the teams here even has an official sponsor, of course. This is where we're going to see if Alliance, you know, maybe that gives them the extra boost they need because they have been losing quite a lot recently.
Yeah, they won only the only last series they won were versus NIP, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, so... they don't have a monster sponsor as far as I'm aware, so clearly the difference was there.
And the one we casted was versus FTM, and they lost that one. That's the CIS stack that's usually considered inferior to Virtus Pro, so yeah, we'll see.
I mean, they aren't officially sponsored by Monster, but I imagine they probably had like double the amount of Monster Alliance did. They just put my head.
You're really doing this.
I don't know what you thought. Look, Liz, I will have
Okay,
you know,
as for
I'm a completely impartial, honest caster. I have no attachments to any brand.
top lane handsken, he's getting really low here, but I mean, he just wanted to mess with that first wave so that Axe can go on creep skip, which Axe is doing. As for his happy little camper getting his level 2 here.
And meanwhile on the bot lane, we just keep Zayats going with the blast off. He's like, okay, I'm gonna annoy nikkobaby a little bit, but he's very quickly realizing it's very underwhelming against a Chen lifestealer combo to try and win an attrition war.
Yeah, they just heal so much. Chen gives, not right now, but with the headdress that's there and with the next level of divine favor, lifestealer is gonna heal so much that I don't think they'll be able to pressure that hard. But, oh, there we go, another blast off. So basically,
it's doing
how you
nothing,
start
really.
with... Yeah, it's... this
Well,
lane
it's
is
stopping them from
difficult.
getting aggressive, though, right? I think that's the one thing Rezo likes about this, is that nikkobaby doesn't want to come forward and attack center, which you already
he's
want to
still
try and
level
avoid.
1. He's still level 1, right? So he cannot at the moment, but later on, I wouldn't be surprised. The thing is, when you're playing techies, all he's doing right now is blocking the small camp so that Chen cannot have a decent creep, you know? And he's suiciding in because he has 2 fairy fires, Ring of Region, and a lot of tangos he brought to the lane. So you can't really trade hits, but you can just blast off in and out. That's the game plan here.
Yeah, and then you reach this point where maybe you can actually start to hit hard enough, look for a kill. Of course, you need to be in sync there so that you stomp into the blast off, and then maybe you can kill a lifestealer, but it's such a hard kill.
Top lane Warlock was forced out, but he should be fine.
No, it's,
Actually went bottom.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually just going to try and pile on the pressure here, because, you know, the Spectre's just being left alone. However, you can already see S4 moving across. If they notice this, they might just go and potentially lane against him.
I mean, do you see the sentry on top right there? It's blocking the hard camp. So Axe is pretty much creep skipping, and what you want to do as a Spectre when this is happening, you want to take the creeps and pull them to the hard camp so that you kind of equalize the amount of farm that he's getting and that you're getting. But because of this good sentry ward placement, he's unable to do so. Because of that, Warlock is forced to rotate bottom as well.
Yeah. I think the bigger concern for VP is in the mid lane right now. Storm, yeah, he's keeping up on CS, but the regen difference will start to be felt if he tries to attend to this lane anymore. Like, level 4 is that point, right, where Viper becomes kind of impossible to lane against.
Level 1 is that point for me, man. I see that green thing and I run. I just don't want to lane against
You're a level
Viper.
1 Meepo jungler now, are you?
No, why not? If I play Meepo versus him, sure. He's not that hard to deal with, as you said before. Level 3 at least, you can mess with the Viper. You can even out trade him if you're playing around the creeps well enough.
Yeah, it's still tough because, of course, he can orb walk with the poison attack.
Of course.
But it looks like they actually done a good job of making stacks. Like, Storm made some himself, and then the supports. I think that was another reason that Warlock came down around this area, is if you stack top, Axe is just going to take those stacks away. But if you stack the bottom area, no one can use that to catch up.
I don't really think he's about to stack a lot as this Warlock. Not right now, at least. His job is to just keep them healthy and nutritious on the bottom lane. Heal Rezo and use Fatal Bonds that are actually level 2 to pressure nikkobaby as much as possible. And so far they're doing a decent job because Rezo actually has more net worth than Nikko by 300, 400 even.
Yeah, and look at the denies as well. 11 on the Centaur, only 3 on the Lifestealer, so he's not having an easy time at this. What's that shenanigans here?
Yeah, he's being pinged out. I think he's going to pull the next wave into the mines and he's going to farm it. This is very important because this wave is with the catapult. So what he does with this is he prevents a limp from pushing in the tier 1. However, he might
He
die
can
for
blast
it.
off. I mean, you're always gonna die when you're a techies. It's just he takes his own way out.
This is really good. This is really, really good. Now, the only question is, how will Limp deal with it? Because he can also save the Carti. You see, he's going to tank the creep wave. Because of that, the Carti will survive, and then he will push with the next wave probably into it.
And that's crucial for a hero like this, right? Like a Viper isn't really renowned for hitting towers. And you already see he's blocking the catapult to make sure it does make it there in one piece. Huh? Handsken. Well, that's a stationary courier, and that's no boots for the Storm, and now Storm's in a lot of trouble. He's got reinforcements for heroes. Actually, it's Viper going down. They bring a hell of a lot of heroes. The Spectre Haunts in. He does see the Phoenix as well. Looks like Handsken should be able to get away, but barely. But that was our first blood.
He has no boots. He might actually even fall here.
Okay, he's gone. He's definitely gone.
Yeah. That's a great rotation from everyone on the side of Virtus Pro.
Anyone, everyone.
Everyone. Besides the scent, they managed to get S4 top. He's in trouble.
He was pressuring the tower, and now he's going to be the one getting pressured here. Zayas has the blast off if he wants to steal the kill, but instead he'll let no one have it. And while that happens,
Bottom lane.
Yep, both off lanes going down, but one a lot more valuable than the other. As you know, S4, he was sitting top of the net worth chart at this point.
Good movements, really good movements. It's so interesting to see how every single second matters. That pull on the creep wave around the tier 2 prevents Viper to pressuring the tier 1, which allows Storm to get his level 6 on time. And because of that, they can turn the kill onto the Viper, take him down, and turn it together with that haunt. It's all these small little moves, man. They're so valuable for Virtus Pro.
And in that regard, also the Viper's move is going to be predictable, right? He protects the catapult, but you know at the 5-minute mark, he's going to want to get pressure onto that tier 1 tower, because that's what Viper's all about. Bully the lane, take the tower early, force rotations.
He's going for a really good build as well. Limp is going for Atos. Not a lot of utility for his team in a way of auras or mechanism or anything like that, like some pipe. But this Atos will help them in the cash department, so they'll have something else for the techies, but most importantly, Storm and Spectre.
I mean, you have other heroes that provide that kind of utility, right? Like the Phoenix can heal up your team, the Chen can heal up your team, Axe could build into something like a pipe if you need it that badly. Just identifying what we kind of hit on the draft, right? Where we said they don't have much lockdown. They don't really have anything for the Storm Spirit.
They don't indeed. Bottom lane, Rezo, do they have something for him?
Well, they gave him the easy clap from the Hellbat, slowed him down a bit, but he's way too tanky. I mean, look at this. Chainmail, Ring of Protection, Ring of Health. It's all about a please don't kill me type build right now.
Yeah, it's funny how this lane has changed. This used to be heavily favored for Lifestealer, but Rezo is doing really, really well on the scent.
I mean, it was against any strength hero, right? But now these strength heroes, they're like, okay, once you get me down to half HP, this is no longer a favorable trade for the Lifestealer, unless he's like, you know, phase boots when I still only have naked boots.
What's Zayas doing? Is he just stacking? Yep.
Probably for himself, considering the amount of mines he's been spending in those camps. It wouldn't surprise me. It's a bit of a greedy boy.
He didn't really get a good camp. Because the mines are magical, he got the Centaur and the Mud Golem, and you don't want to go for that. They might go for Limp instead, though.
Yeah, they're trying to poke
He's
around
about to show. S4 is close, however,
and he has
as well.
phase boots, yeah. S4 almost has blink, so this would be the perfect time to do it when he can't just jump you and punish you instantly. They're going to go for it. Horn in, same as before, but this time it might backfire a little. S4 stays on top of him to assist, gets rid of the mine. And look at that. Straight away, nikkobaby's like, bro, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to climb inside. They're not going to hurt you anymore.
How does that actually work? He climbs inside of a target and he gives it, what, region, HP?
Well, it's
God mode?
I think it's like, you know, the whole idea of, have you ever seen Highlander? There can be only one. Every time they kill one of the other people, they get stronger, right? It's one of those kind of things. You don't kill them. Instead, you're just absorbing their being into your being, which means you've got more soul power. If you
But
want to
that's
go by MMO
literally
nerd
what Dota
terms.
is, and that's a bad comparison because when you kill a hero, you get experience, and that's it. That's
Yeah,
what
but you've got two powers in one. You see?
All right, I'm done with you, Killer Pitch.
Look, I didn't want to use the A word, but if you watch some of those, it makes a lot of sense.
Mid lane?
Oh, they're holding it. Storm Spirit just has to move away. The final attack's going to come out, but it will be a miss. It wouldn't have been enough to kill him, however.
He has
might
DD.
push.
He has DD. They have Fatal Bonds. They have Warlock Golem. They could actually fight here on both sides.
Yeah, these Fatal Bonds, they hurt. They're level 3 as well. Like, this new Warlock build is so much more threatening. TP's coming in. Centaur does not have Stampede, though. So, you're going to need no one to do the heavy lifting here.
Very interesting, though, to go for Fatal Bonds instead of Upheaval.
Yeah, I think usually, like, 1 point is value, at least, in Upheaval, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what are you doing in the fight? You fail bonds, you maybe Shadow Word target, and then you use your offering. So after that, I don't really think 72 attack damage is contributing more than slowing everyone in the area.
I was just messing with you, man. Of course you go for Fatal Bonds.
I know you can get a value point upheaval though, right? Like I've seen some builds where you get
it's
1
like
point.
it's like 2 levels of Shadow Word always, and then you
Max
can
out
get
fails.
1 point in Upheaval, but you have to max out Fatal Bonds. Yeah, that's the way to go.
I think
The
a lot
whole
of
team
supports-
benefits from it.
Well, I was gonna say a lot of supports also max out the upheaval before going back for Shadow Word as well now, right? Like 2 points is usually
Yeah. Shadow
value.
Word 2 points and that's it. You're not maxing anymore. There was a time in which Warlock was played mid for a short time, if you remember, like
Oh,
a
yeah.
month or two. Like Phase Boots, Aquila, mid lane Warlock into Aghanim's Refresher. And back then you could go for maxed out Shadow Word, but never again, I think. Like, that's it.
Those are the days when anything which could build Ags Refresher thumbs up at the mid. Like, remember the Shadow Shamans in the mid? Like, my life
Top
is
lane
simple.
S4. He might go for this Warlock.
He's tempting. He needs to creep with him. The call will come out. He needs some spins. This is not some good RNG festival, so he'll just back away. By the way, his farm is pretty impressive. I mean, he hit the 100 CS mark before the 10-minute mark.
But he was literally 1v1, right? Spectre was... He wasn't even 1v1. He was playing PoE. He was playing against the environment.
Hey, Path
Rezo?
of Exiles has PvP. It's just terrible. No one plays it. That was a rough rock. And Centaur? Okay, I mean, he has got the Hood of Defiance, but he's trying his luck a little.
What about Zayas? Is he about to fall?
Yep. His Corey goes and then he dies as well. This is like a really depressing ending to the John Wick movie where both the owner and the pet die.
He did some work. He planted some mines very deep. You can see the mines where Phoenix is going, but he's gonna scout them. Yeah, this is the worst thing, you know. They're gonna find not only the mines but the Void as well, and they killed him and his courier. Now he just detonates them. Yeah, that was so sad. And all of this happened because they caught him retreating, right? So when you see him retreating, you know exactly, well, not exactly, but you can have a good guess where he mined.
Yeah, it's the same when you see a POS 5 running away from an area, right? Like, I have a pretty good idea of where you just put a ward down. I'll just go get rid of that right now. Thank you.
Exactly. That's why looking at the mini-maps all the time is so important. It gives you so much info. Just seeing movements from players, just seeing those arrows, you know, shift a little bit. Bottom lane.
Going in. Silence is there. Life steal's controlled up, and he is gone. That is a nice move coming out from the side of Virtus Pro.
Blast-off has such a long silence duration.
Mm-hmm.
Level 3 is 6 seconds. I think it's only matched by Death Prophet.
It's that everything that Techies has kind of feels like this, though, right? Like, you know when you get hit by the max root, 5 seconds on a stasis trap. You just sit there. You're like... And it's even more intimidating because you know there's probably a Techies nearby. You're just like counting down the seconds very slowly until you're released from hell.
You're just counting down the seconds until you die to mines.
You know
That's
he's
what it
wiggling
is.
nearby, right? You're like, I know it's coming. There's going to be an explosion.
So I would be surprised if FNG didn't get more of these Centaur coursers for the Cold Cora. This or actually stacks. So he can get a bunch of those for the mines as well, which would be pretty cool.
They fixed that, right?
Did
You only
they?
get one now. Yeah, because remember, I think it was TNC were using it a hell of a lot. They were winning big tournaments with a lot of champ picks. and they changed it.
Yeah,
I think they
must have,
increased it.
yeah, I must have missed it. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at the dumb little potato creep, you get 20% resistance on creeps now. I think it used to be 10 on everything, but you cannot stack the aura.
Yeah. All right. I'll believe you. I'll believe you.
Let's be honest, Liz. It was completely and utterly busted. It was better than a
Yeah, but
pipe.
you would get you were getting 5, I think, and you could stack.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that was just broken though, right? It was better than having a pipe, and it trivialized Chen to a point where like even I could play it.
Don't be so harsh on yourself.
My mids yell at me all day. It's getting me down. My self-confidence is gone, as will this tower now be.
Look at the techies with his smoke. He uses that smoke on his own just to go deep and mine. But the way he's mining isn't only about getting some kills. Look, he's about to creep skip. Yeah, it's the vision exactly. He's putting like every camp has a couple of remotes. Some of them can kill, but some of them are only there to scout people out.
And they've scouted him out. I'll move in now. And there's nowhere near enough damage to bring down S4. Instead, he'll be the one going down as the axe caves in the skull of the techies.
Yeah, that's the hood comboed with the Corsair aura, so he didn't even lose 50% HP. That was sad. Actually, this is probably the worst game that I've seen Zats have on techies.
It's tough. Like, look at the heroes he's playing against, Liz, right? We really comment on the fact, you got a pipe builder there, you got the Chen, you got a hero who can just get magic immunity, and then another one who has built-in magic resistance.
Then again, S4 jumps in.
Drop the rock onto S4 on the limp. They'll drag limp in as well, and now the call is going to come out. Centaur controlled up. The haunt's going to be used right now, and limp stands his ground. He's feeling pretty bulky. They will try and wail on him hard here, but the one to heal him up, no one's the one running. With a haste rune now slowly running out, he will retreat. And Alliance, they stand their ground against the wombo combo of VP. I mean, I say wombo.
It wasn't really a wombo combo.
Yeah, that was pretty much a whoopsie, if anything.
It was just a golem and fatal bonds. It was also very interesting that they used that just before Radiance is about to be completed. They had the opportunity to just back out because they had a very, very defensive ward. You see that ward next to the hard camp on the side, on the triangle, the dire one. It's so defensive, it's crazy. But also, it allowed Spectre to see Axe and move back. They had an option to retreat and not fight there. They just decided to fight. They thought they were strong enough.
Yeah, I didn't even check Spectre's inventory at the beginning of that fight. I assumed he finished the Radiance, because when you go in for a jump like that, we commented on this yesterday in the bait game, right? They made the exact same error. They fought just before Radiance. It was a big wash of a fight, and then they couldn't do anything for 2 minutes.
The only difference here is that this Radiance is coming way sooner.
Definitely.
I think this is about 3 minutes earlier than in that game, so this Radiance might come fast enough at least.
Well, so
there's
far,
a lot of sustain.
I mean, VP, they're gonna need it as well, because you gotta give credit where credit's due. Alliance are shrinking the map pretty effectively, but you expect that when you've got a Chen draft, right? It is about taking those towers early.
They just have so much sustain on Virtus Pro. On Alliance. There's obviously Chen that has a mech. Then you have a Sunray as well. Nyx isn't easy to kill. Viper isn't easy to kill. And then you have Axe with a completed pipe.
It's a tough one, right? The only thing you maybe look and go Alliance don't have, as we saw, it wasn't the quickest burst down, is they maybe don't have the damage yet. But then you look at the items coming out next. Deso is about to be complete on nikkobaby. And that lifesteal alone will beat the living crap out of everyone. Oh, the jump is in return on S4. He's fine. He's confident with this right now. But for how long? They're going to control him up. The pipe, my friend. The pipe, it mildly tickles. He throws out the call. He's holding on to it. And they did use the fatal bonds, but they're not quite ready now. Oh, the backstab coming out. The X is going to go down and immediately jump on top of it. Phoenix already dead. And now with the Stampede, they'll plow straight for Alliance and run them down. The Infest bomb out, trying to do the damage. Turn around on the Storm will bring him down. Finally, S4 hits the deck. LTW down to half HP, and Rezo just trying to retreat towards the mines, but they'll still get the kill. They drop the rock now onto Viper and nikkobaby. The two harder kills. Can they achieve either of them? LTW will just TP away as he goes, wait, you guys are tanky, you do hit hard, but you have no stunts.
It started off really well for versus Pro in that fight because they got them where they wanted them. Everyone was fatal bonded, and then Zats from behind jumps in with that blast off, pretty much connecting on almost everyone, silencing a lot of heroes. Now the problem was, because they were grouped up so heavily, Spectre's Haunt had to be in the Nether Toxin, right? Whoever you're hitting, you're in Nether Toxin because they're all in it. And because of that, he wasn't really dishing out a lot of damage and wasn't really that tanky, and he needed to retreat all the time, which leaves Storm isolated under the ATOS. He dies first, and then you can't really continue that fight any longer.
And, you know, you look at the kill count, you're like, oh, that's not too bad for VP. But when you check the net worth exchange, it was more or less even. I think both sides got about 800 gold. The difference is you just used your rock and your haunt for it. And now Alliance, look what they do straight away. Into the pit. They go, okay, no big ults. No way you can stop this.
Yeah, the Desolator is completed. There is a smoke from Centaur and Techies, but I have a feeling this is more just to set up some traps, you know, over the map, some mines, which is what he's doing most of the time anyway.
Well,
he breaks the smoke of
Limp.
Limp.
They'll break each other's smoke there. Limp already moving past. They see a better target, or an easier one at least. Warlock will be brought down. Let's be honest, right? Also, one's a pos 5, one's a pos 4, but you never chase the techies.
I mean, if you're a Viper, you could, right? You have Essence Ring, and you have Corrosive Skin. How much do you care about techies? Of course he can kill you, but it's not going to be that easy. Yeah, he needs a lot of mines.
I love your, like, carelessness to life, Liz. Like, nah, I live it on the edge. Sure, he could kill me, but I could also kill him. And the only one dying on this moment might be FNG, or is he? So tanky, and uh-oh, Storm out of mana here, needs an out. Stampy's running out soon. He's got enough for one ball line. And no, he doesn't get high enough. Oh, they catch him on the low ground. They'll bring him down. That is a very, very sad Storm Spirit.
Yeah, he had so little mana. I actually was surprised that he even tried to jump on the high ground there. He miscalculated that one. Very unconventional for noone Storm. By the way, he had a good chance to kill off there, to get a pick off, but the problem was handsken found Centaur. He used Vessel and Sunray on him, and because of that, Centaur couldn't blink in to help Storm out. It was a good attempt. They were doing this pincer movement, but Phoenix just messed everything up.
Oh, and Alliance, they're just a little bit quicker, and as a result, now they are back on VP's side of the map on the high ground, knocking at the door.
Yeah, Nikko is huge. He's about to finish a halberd as well.
I mean, he's not as much knocking on doors, battering it down. Here's the battering ram for Alliance. They move in and get a pick off already. That means no rock for 30 seconds. Port's going to be used right now, but the jump of the blast off the silence up free. They're going to move this side. Handsken has got the egg, but that silence lasts so long. However, there is not enough damage out of VP, and instead, Techies will join the other support in the grave on the side of Virtus Pro, as Alliance now have the keys to the base.
Just so much sustain on the side of Alliance. They got every item they needed. Plus, the neutral items were good for them. Essence Ring on Limp helps out so much. Then you get Aquila on the Lifestealer to help you out a little bit. Vampire Fangs for some extra lifesteal as well on Axe. Just everything working in their favor, and they're also playing really, really well against the techies.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
They're not giving him time to set anything up, right? That's the most important part. It's across the map.
Phoenix?
All right, that's the one he did set up. He had been there a long time, but they just realized that, like, okay, there's no way he set up another trap elsewhere, so in we go.
It's a big one. They don't have the egg to work with now, but on the side of VP, you don't really have anything, right? You have the rock, I guess.
But no haunt to go with it.
Yeah. They have everything but the haunt, pretty much, but
Stomp.
That's their everything.
Oh, and fail bonds. They drop the rock right now. They'll be able to bring down Shen. So both supports and Alliance now dead, and the cause in a little bit of trouble. The bomb's going down, so that's going to give his life. nikkobaby raged up, hitting into whatever he can. The call comes out. S4 spins. He's going to land, actually get some kills in return. Limp does go down. nikkobaby lost one standing, but there's nothing they can do here. Aegis is gone, and now when it comes back up, it's quite the mess for nikkobaby. Controlled up, Rage still on cooldown for one more second, and it won't be enough. Double kill for iltw, VP hold the base.
The work that Warlock plus Techies do as this support combo is just sick. Yeah, they didn't have the egg, and it's the focal point of Alliance's team fight, right? Team fighting capabilities, that is. They should have waited for the Phoenix. They pushed way too hard. Zayats again with a perfect dunk onto them to get like multiple hero silence. And that silence is so long and so disgusting when you don't have any mantas, any BKBs, nothing like that. You can't shake it off. Yeah, Axe is getting a Yules, but it wasn't there yet. He still needs a couple of hundred.
No, I mean, we saw the effect when Alliance pushed in on the bot lane, right? That blast off meant that handsken, if he wasn't silenced, would have dove deeper, and maybe they would have had more initial kills on that first skirmish into VP's base. But you're right, 7 seconds is absurd.
Also, Sunray is something that's really, really strong for Alliance because they're all beefy. So percentage-based Sunray really helps them out. They need it.
I mean, the other thing as well about this support combo, right? We saw it when Solo went bot early on, is even on the laner phase, it's complementary for the Shadow Word value. You know, if there's any hero that would love to be healed up and needs to be regularly, it's going to be a Techies.
They can't make too many of these mistakes because
it's a spec.
I'm not gonna say, yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna say that they're on a big timer, but you are playing versus the Techies, and every time you make a mistake like that, it allows Zayats to spread his mines around. I'm not gonna call them in any bad way.
He puts his spiky balls all over the map, and people don't like it. Let's put it that way. Is the techie shenanigan, right? It's like, you know, when you lose a fight and the other team comes out and they finally start warding again. You're like, well, this isn't as safe anymore. Well, techies is that.
He's got the Agonus, and he put the minefield sign on top lane, so I think that should deter them. Yeah, they're thinking they might go mid though.
Yeah. This is kind of the crux about this strategy, is they go, all right then, I'll just switch lanes.
But that's where you do the big brain thing. You put the sign on one side,
and the mines on the other.
Mine's on the other, yeah.
All right, but don't worry, Liz.
Many players do that, yeah.
I've got a big brain thing that you can do in return. You use wards. You also find kills on Storm Spirits. That Yules already having some value, but I don't think they've got enough follow-up as they're out of range.
Yep. Limp wasn't really there to follow up with Atos, sadly for him. And because of that, no one is happy to stay alive and go back. I'm actually curious why Zayats isn't planting these mines around the cliffs, which is how usually people do.
I think he's more paranoid about the defense of the base right now, as they just lost another tower. And look at this.
No, I'm just arguing for your point, in which you say, yeah, they always use the sentries when they're pushing the other side. You know?
Oh, so yeah. So basically spread it out across the entire base, right? Like you create lines of defense.
You just put them around these spots around the trees, you know, and then when you have them there, you can pull someone in, let's say with a storm or something like that. Bait them. No, good
they're
call.
Pulled into a bait here. The Alliance jump in. The Haunt's going to come up, but no one. Can they actually do enough here? Storm's trying to move away. Low on HP, can't hang around too long. The egg on the side, they're not paying attention to it. Those sides are going to be brought down. The disarm comes out. Suspector can't deal with it either. Will be stunned up down to half HP, and the Sunray will burn him down to an early death. 80 seconds on the sideline for your Spectre. Your combo was used, but Alliance holds strong. And your base, they've got it in their sights. Can the Techies' minds fool them? Probably not.
Spectre is dead, but most importantly for them, Techies is as well. And because of that, he cannot mine and defend forever. However, it looks like they have no sentries here. Yeah, they backed out.
Pointless. Like, Techies might be dead, but he can just select these mines and press one button. It is a problem.
Yeah, so they're just risking it on the top lane. I mean, they have the pipe, corrosive skin. Nyx is very tanky with his halberd.
Yeah, maybe they've missed their opportunity now. Storm's just trying to scare them into maybe falling back the wrong way, but you've given them the keys. They're in now. They don't even need to be where you're going to predictably put the mines.
They're so scared. Even they infest into the Viper, so so they don't risk anything.
Viper. It says no. There's not enough mines there. He's done the maths. I don't even know how you count them with that many little balls flailing around top of each other. Rezo goes in, Stomp comes out, and there you go. It's not enough to kill him off, and the heal follow-up, the Sunray, everything. They have not got anywhere near enough damage. Zayats is going to be brought down, and this is getting close to the end for VP. Maybe one more good fight, and 25 seconds till Horn. Golem gone for a lot longer, though. No one, low on mana, needs to be careful himself. S4 go for the call onto Warlock. No chance. You actually get more failed bond shenanigans out. No one. just about has enough mana to ball lightning away, but Iraqs, they have no way of moving away from this fight. It's coming to them. Res over Stampede to try and slow them down. But the Sunray, I don't think you're even putting a dent in this side. I think this is the moment where maybe you consider just typing 2 letters in and refreshing and going anew.
They still have Haunt. I think they give it another go.
One last 2 rough. This fails. It's all done. However, they might actually lose the Warlock before that. He's being brought down. They cut the back line. They will find a kill in the Chen, but can they find more? No one's already out of mana. He needs to be careful. They might identify this. Sunray onto him is going to burn him low. So 1-for-1 trade, but that definitely hurts BP a little bit more. They were counting on maybe actually having that rock in 20 seconds.
They have a lot of mines here, but yeah, they're being deleted.
Yep, now nikkobaby's like, okay, time to hit creeps and heal up again. We're going to back away. The Alliance, they're going to respect him. But S4, he might consider going in. They actually do control him up. Lotus is there. No one needs to be careful himself about this. But on the side, Limp, he gets separated from the team to jump in. The Infest Bomb comes out. They don't hear anyone with the call. But now with the slows on the Rezo, he's definitely going down here. No one can't even try to risk to help. He has to get out. The disarm on his Spectre means she can't either. And they're chasing forward onto her neck, trying to bring her down. They got open wounds in 2 seconds. Can she get out? Dagger, open wounds is going to be there, and the creeps will spot out. The egg as well, along with the root. That's going to be the Spectre down for 85. 5 back straight away, and no one in the meantime will top S4. S4 goes to the call, but there'll be a move away. It doesn't matter. GG gets called. VP are destroyed by Alliance in game 1.
Great answer to the whole techies thing. Even though they picked Spectre after the Axe, Axe had a completely free game. They didn't contest him from creep skipping constantly.
I tried to fight alone. 'Cause sometimes we just don't know that we can do anything together if we just try. And as long as we have our backs, whenever our foes can buy. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. Castles and dragons, the battle begins tonight. Are you with me? This is our kingdom, and we won't run tonight. We are a team. Castles and dragons, the battle begins tonight. Are you with me? This is our kingdom, and we won't run tonight. We are a team. We can do anything together if we just try. And as long as we have our backs whenever our foes come by, this time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. This time we will win. This time we'll have to join forces. Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive. Without you by my side, I can't survive.
not come at minute 12, but at minute 18. You know, I'm over exaggerating a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes for Alliance and what they have in store for us, because these teams, they prepared for it. And if you leave Enchantress and Beastmaster in the pool, you know that the first picking team is going to go for Enchantress.
Yeah, and things that we do see gone for a lot to Bait's detriment yesterday was the Venge Luna. We at least won't see the Venge as that gets banned out by VP in the second phase. That does still leave a Luna available. I could see it slotting into Alliance's draft as it stands right now.
I could really see it for Alliance. I mean, Weird Stroke can do it as well. It won't be that bad for them. Both of these teams can go for it. Versus Beastmaster, it's a little bit wonky because of all the creeps that he has, so your ult isn't as strong. But for Alliance, it would be really good because you would have Beastmaster, then Luna with her aura as well. It's pretty strong. And you don't really care about Enchantress or Grimstroke as a Luna, so we'll see. We'll see if they get it. Also, one big thing is that Shadow Demon can't be picked by Virtus.pro because they've already shown their card when it comes to sports. And because of that, you won't be countered by that measly little position 4 Shadow Demon.
That's true. You know, we don't really see the Ench in the core role anymore. I feel like it's kind of completely died off since they made the switch around, so you don't get your untouchable until 6 now.
There's still some teams that do it every now and then, but yeah, it's not done as often at all. What's funny is like when Insania used to play on kind of teams that are similar to my level, and it's the same team just long time ago. It's the same this Liquid stack, but long time ago. He used to ban Enchantress versus us every single game, just to ban out my Enchantress.
Talking about this, like I regularly, whenever we'd hop in lobby, like Lizzie, big fan, love your Enchantress, also hate it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I would abuse it versus him on the offlane, and then he would have these PTSDs and just ban it versus us, even though I wouldn't play it because I'm not playing that role. But in any case, I love that guy, man. I don't know why, but he's such a dear person to me. It's not like we talk a lot or that he's my close friend or something. It's just that I like him. That's
you just
all.
have fond memories, right? Like I never really feel like I've heard bad things about Insania, whether it's your pub experience, whether you've seen him on camera or anything else. You know.
Yeah, that's actually that's what it is about. It's about the pub experience. So when he came into Dota, I was actually playing for somewhat solid teams. Let's say we would be able to take games off of tier 1 teams, and he came completely out of Haunt. He was still Haunt trash, and he would get in a pub with me, just pick Bounty Hunter every game and narrate every fucking thing he does. He would be like, okay, I'm about to shuriken toss this guy, then track that guy. He's very eloquent as well, so it sounded much better than I'm depicting it. But
yeah, he was really nice about it, but detailed. Like, is there anyone in this lobby that you've had that experience with? Is there anyone these players that's maybe you're like, okay, shut up, but in a good way? You just tell me everything. I don't need to know.
No, I had nikkobaby muted for the longest of times.
And then like, oh great, he's a pro player, I better unmute him to see if he's better.
And no one would flame me whenever I'd match up mid against him because I would have 5 CS when he has like 25, you know? And then I'd still win because I'm abusing some visage or something. So I deserve the flames. Not as. Do you see the camera, please?
Hold on, let me whip that camera up quickly. I told you look like some sort of weird heaven scene, right? I was gonna like have a harp playing. Let's get back in the draft. I mean, speaking of people who are abusing heroes, which is very potent right now, we did just see Viper picked up again by Alliance.
Oh, this should be the Naga mid versus him as well. Yeah. I've seen this a couple of times. I think it should be.
You can't run Void Spirit there, right? You have to run something else.
Yeah, I think it's the Naga Siren. I've seen this lane, and some players consider it as a direct counter. So we'll see if that works out or not. Because Viper is really scary at the moment. But yeah, I still think Limp tweeted out recently like he has a 20 win streak in pubs with Viper or something. He just picks it constantly.
God, that's dirty. Oh man.
The hero is just way too strong. He's just way too strong. For pubs at least, because you tilt the enemy midder because you win the lane hard, and then they just tilt everyone else on their team. It's like a ripple effect.
That is true. You know, your pop mid experience usually is him yelling at the rest of the team and why they aren't doing things.
When it comes to VP, this Void Spirit can be played on offlane, I think most probably, and then they'll decide to either put Naga mid or safe lane. I think it should be safe lane as well. I jumped the gun there when I said versus Viper. I've seen some teams do it, but most likely what it is, it's Naga versus the Beastmaster on the lane. The high armor also helps versus the boars.
I think it's more you're trying to like you're focusing on the fact that even if it's not Naga mid, it can't be Void Spirit mid, right? Like Void Spirit gets screwed over by any hero that has a way of going around his Resonant Pulse. So that's why, like, I think recently Secret ran an anti-mage against the Void Spirit and he done nothing.
I don't know. It looks like Alliance, they actually are expecting Void or Naga to be mid because they just banned out the Centaur. So they're expecting the last pick of Virtustro to be actually the offlane. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure how well Void Spirit does there, but I'm certain that he can at least secure that range creep and perhaps play around the high ground.
Well, the thing is, you don't know what's in Alliance's safe lane right now. I guess the thing for VP is there someone they can pick that keeps flexibility. We'll see. Weaver, okay, that could be flexible, right? You could run that really anywhere in the mid, safe lane, off lane. Probably not 4 because we should have Grimstroke and Enchantress as supports.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it should be Grimstroke plus Void Spirit on the offlane. It could be Grimstroke and Weaver as well, definitely. Your Weaver position tree is very popular in the CIS, the one that goes for Aghanims early on. In a game such as this one, getting an early Vessel as well would be pretty cool. Depends on what Alliance last pick as well. Virtustro, Naga is good safe lane. It's decent mid as well, I think, in this game. So they can roll her the way they want to. Okay, oh man, it's good versus Spirit and Weaver. This Faceless Void actually is really good versus the Void Spirit and the Weaver, and it looks like Void Spirit will be offlane, yeah. Yep.
No, kind of as we were anticipating then in the end. So no one in the middle on that Naga. And I think we saw Alliance, they kind of had this comparative of Void versus Weaver as the game went on, but they had the Weaver last time. It completely just outplayed. So there is that kind of outplay potential there where you can bait Faceless Void into bad chronos, but he has a lot to play around here.
You mean because of the Aghanims, right?
Oh, no. I mean, he was genuinely... I think it was nikkobaby was on the Weaver, and he was just juking out chronos and dodging them with time-lapse.
Yeah, so later on in the game, it's kind of hard to catch the Weaver because of the ulti, right, and the Scoochie. But the laning stage can be problematic for the Weaver because of the time dilation. If you use Scoochie aggressively, and then he time dilates, you're very squishy on a Weaver. Pretty much all you have got going for you is your mobility and your invis, your stealth. So that lane can be hard, but this should be your Weaver position 1 on the safe lane. And then the Void Spirit and Grimstroke should be on the off lane together as a combo, which is a solid lane as well.
Yes. Yeah, you can just run down with the Ink Swirl, you get the stun, and then you have a follow-up stun with the Aether Remnant. So there's a lot of damage potential. Of course, you want to spread it out, right? If you try and burst, you're not going to kill the Void early because he'll just time walk it off.
I'm just interested in seeing what iltw is going to go for on this Weaver, what his build is going to be like. I would really like to see something that allows him to be active very early on. A couple of raid bans, maybe an urn, maybe the same build that you would have on an offlane Weaver plus a Maelstrom, something like that. Getting
Stop watching yourself. Right, they can't see you.
I just had the way like I'm a bride to be wed. Just getting an Aghanims on Weaver would be pretty cool as well. But you're a position 1 Weaver, so
yeah.
We
saw the impact of like how risky it can be to have this kind of one core from the mid, right? When we saw Bait do that when they had a Void Spirit one yesterday, and he started to build away from Italy.
This is different though, because your mid lane isn't a TA, it's a Naga, and Naga's carry potential is
infinite,
arguably much higher. Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, I expect him to probably just go for your kind of standard build into the right clicks and just don't get chronoed, lol. We'll see how it actually continues.
We were actually correct about the Naga mid as well, so it will be no one playing that Naga Siren on the mid lane versus Viper. I have heard a lot of players, tier 1 players, say that this is heavily favored for Naga. That
Yeah, because you can
win this lane
dispel,
easily.
right? That's
You
the
can
big part.
dispel. You can dispel, and Viper doesn't really deal well with all the illusions hitting him.
Because it's physical and he can only build into magic resistance. And actually, if you think about all the viable Viper builds, none of them really handle physical damage too well. It's always, oh, I could build some magic, resistance additionally, or I could give some control.
A build that would be really cool on him, that was built a long time ago, was that whale. Because you have a Jakiro as well in your team and the Chrono. It would be so cool, but he's not going to buy it. That item right now is way too expensive. It's like the recipe itself is 1,100, so you don't want to go for that.
Yeah, it used to feel so. The previous Veil just felt so godly. Actually, I even saw loads of offlaners picking up. I know Zai was especially just building it on every hero in his pub games because I think he called it the new drums at the time. It was just that.
Yeah, it was the Sand King meta, right? Every single Sand King offlane Veil, and you can't kill him anymore. You can see that Limp switched things up a bit on mid. He went for an early Nether Toxin. He isn't going for corrosive skin and poison attack, so he's kind of trying to alleviate the pain that comes from Riptide that way.
I like it, especially considering how squishy these illusions are at the start. You already seen the damage they just took. Even on the bot lane, I don't feel like there's going to be much kill potential on either side, right? Because Weaver can always get away, and there's two bulky boys that can always scare off solo.
I think they can take down Shaker if he overcommits. And LTW, he definitely has a chance to trade well with the Beastmaster. So also there's a good sentry planted by Shaker. And
I love that one right there. So they got obs on one side, they got sentry on the other, and you wouldn't really look here for that ward. Like, you already see LTW's trying to figure it out. He's like, where the hell is this?
You see that block? If it actually blocked him on the other side,
he's dead.
They would dish out a lot. Maybe not dead, but they would really get him low.
There's definitely a hard potential to kill, though, because Shikuchi at level 1, 12-second cooldown is pretty rough.
Yeah. Top lane as well, it's kind of similar situation in which, yeah, you have kill potential with Void Spirit and Grimstroke, but Jakiro is very tanky and nikkobaby just time lapses away. Time walks away, that is.
Yeah, it's a tough combo in that regard. I think, like, if I'm going to voice for offlane, one of the worst supports to encounter, probably for any offlaner right now, actually, is Jakiro.
Yeah.
Actually, what do you prefer? If you had to choose to face a Bane or a Jakiro, which one is going to annoy you more in that lane? In any lane, really, on average?
I'm not sure. They are kind of the same. Your Jakiros, Banes, Undyings, and Augurs. It's the unholy quartet, I would call them. Like, those heroes you don't want to play against at any point in the game.
See, what I like is that there's going to be a misguided soul that because you said those 4 heroes are annoying to play against, they're going to advise, because Lizard said so, that they should pick all of them, right? Then you'll just win all your lanes.
I mean, in some rank, I'm pretty sure that would work. You know, just win all your lanes and that's it.
How great must that feel? Like you've done coaching, right? Do you sometimes just get tempted to just tell them anything can work because you're like, well, if I played at that rank, I'd get the win. Get the dub.
I don't even think it's that bad. I honestly believe anything can work in this game. It's not about the rank. It's about how you play around it and how good you are with what you're playing. Sometimes the worst hero in the meta can be very good. Bottom lane S4.
Gonna go down.
There you go.
They get the kill. LTW will live. Meanwhile, on the top lane, there is a little bit of a battle going on. Inkswell's gonna come out, but the bash is straight away. Nice time walk across by nikkobaby, but Rezo, he is fast enough to move away. Zayat, however, he gets bashed once. No RNG. He used it all up on Rezo.
What, if he gets bashed once and then 3 more times, he's gonna die? Is that what you were gonna say?
Hey, don't give Grimstroke that much credit, okay? He's a very, very small boy when he hasn't got his spells available.
Actually, no one is just farming
up.
the jungle. Yeah, he's not really playing against Viper, and Limp so far has
11
out-leveled him and out-farmed him, yeah.
Yeah, like all you have to do is look at that stat alone. The amount of denies he's got, no wonder the no one Naga doesn't want to be on this lane.
I think it's all about the nether toxin, right? It has to be. He started with level 1 nether toxin, which prevented no one from riptiding anything. So he adapted to the lane really well when it comes to the skill build, and because of that, he's winning it.
No, I agree. Like, these illusions, 350% damage taken. Like, there's no way you can... Even level 1 Never Toxic, you can't stand in it. As a result, we're going to get another possibly snowbally Viper game. It's just a case of whether you can reset that, though, right? Which, I don't know about you. I'm not feeling 100% confident about support ganks towards the mid. It's not like you're the ones with a shaker that can easily cut him off. So maybe instead you just have to play for the outer lanes, which is working well because S4 is going to fall again.
Now they picked the Beastmaster into this Enchantress. He still went for the boars, and Solo is just taking these little beasts and turning them against him.
It's definitely proven problematic. I mean, you haven't really got a support that is going to be present on your lane at all times either, right? Shaker is that type of support that wants to move around the map and away from the lane.
Yeah, Shaker is also the reason why he dies there, because obviously Beastmaster does go out of position, but Hands can use that fissure very, very early.
Oh, look at this.
But maybe here...
There you go. That's the way you use the fissure. They dive the tower, they'll look for the kill, and no one is going to tick out. And while that's happening, Grimstroke in the top lane does go down. So
I love how S4 rotates in as well.
Level 4 Beast with a catapult. That's a go sign right there. Enchi's on her way to try and steal one of those creeps back, but they need to be a little bit careful here. Nice stomp. Good control. They just need to get S4 out now, and there's the fissure. Beautifully done by handsken. That's a lot of damage onto the tier 1, despite them being repelled, though.
It's really important for them as well to chuck at this tier 1 for as much as possible to take it down early, because it will open up the map a lot and it will be easier to hunt down this Naga. But the response from Virtus Pro is also brilliant, because they send Naga bottom, and this Weaver that's had a really good lane and the bottle can now chill around mid lane, farm, probably uncontested, and then also take all the runes that spawn.
Ooh, well, Alliance are going to take someone else. They do find a kill in the solo. In the top lane, some pressure coming out. nikkobaby hasn't got 6 yet, so good luck killing Rezo. Instead, nikkobaby might go down himself. Well, we said
even
Time
missed
Walk was good, but...
You have to use it.
I think
you also had Stroke of Fate missed.
Yeah,
it was missed. It didn't matter.
It was mind games. He's like, if you Time Walk right now, even though he couldn't because he was stunned. So, you know what you call it? I say the just to be safe skill, right? Like, you know when you throw an arrow forward to someone that they get stunned? It's like, just in case that person forgets to use their stun, this arrow will hit. And now level 6. Yeah, they don't have a chrono yet either. Not that you want to use it in this situation. Just Rezo jumps in and gets a kill. Now nikkobaby might want to be careful himself.
He has chrono, but,
yeah, but how
no damage with it. Yeah. Absolutely no damage. Weaver, bottom lane, handsken should be able to TP out.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the easy points for them, is there's not too much stun control on VP. Most of it is just in one lane, actually.
Yeah, Limp got a really good neutral item as well on the mid lane. He's got the Arcane Ring. It's so good for Viper, man, giving you that mana from intelligence and then the armor too. That's. I actually love Arcane Ring as well overall on any hero early on.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's probably like the best generic
Bottom
item
lane.
you can get. That's a dive and a half. Chasing on hands.
Yeah, that's
with
the
the
dead shaker.
He's gone.
He's only level 3, right? So
it's pretty pitiful.
They're not getting a lot out of it, but they are delaying him.
The chrono does connect on the Zayats, but they were hoping for Rezo here. And Zayats, there's the bash they needed. He has the ink swell. That's too late.
Yep. There was a chance to counterplay that, but because Beast is there and he has Roar, I think they decide not to. I was actually thinking maybe they will ink swell the Void Spirit, and then someone TPs. There's 100% chance of getting at least the Jakiro. They might get him anyway, though.
Yeah. Because Weaver is top now. But it looks like Alliance, they're going to play it vigilant. They realize there's no one else shown on the map. Nobody else, rather. So, they'll just back away. And I guess the most important thing for Alliance now is just trying to find space for handsken. I mean, you see, he's just trying to get the odd creep here and there on the bot lane, but it hurts.
It's always the problem with Shaker. If you don't really win that offlane, suddenly your Shaker is stuck on a really long level trying to farm that blink. And he's far, far from it. If you remember yesterday, I think it was Bait when we were watching them have that Shaker.
They gave him mid, right?
Yeah, they gave him mid and he already had like 1,400 gold. Now, he did only go for brown boots, while this Shaker has tranquils and stick.
And this Shaker is nowhere near the fight that's occurring right now. FNG throws down the Ice Path. It does connect on the Void Spirit, and Void Spirit will chase forward. S4 couldn't get the Prime Aurora out, though. Rezo quick to move away with the Astral Step. Meanwhile, they actually do find a decent target with that Shaker. LTW running away. He's going to tick down low, but he will not die. Now Viper has no control off. They still have a Prime Aurora to play around here, so they're going to move forward. No chrono for 50 seconds. They just want the tier 1 tower. We'll see if they can actually get it. I'm feeling like probably not. These stroke of fates alone are slowing down any opportunity to push, but now they're going to go. It looks like VP wants them to have this. They've moved to the other side of the map.
They don't have chrono, right? But they're just so bulky with the Beastmaster and the Viper. They can frontline easily, and they're not afraid of being, I don't know, comboed by anything, because at the moment there are no combos on the Virtus Pro, and they're waiting for at least this Yasha on Naga, but I don't think even that's your power
That sounds
spike.
underwhelming to me, Liz. Well,
Yeah, that's not really.
We'll go when we have a Yash. Okay, what's Rezo getting?
Yeah.
Let's think about that instead. He's getting Yules, so good for pickoffs, but right now it feels like if Alliance wants to fight you 5-on-5, you back away if you're VP.
Yeah, you can play around as 4. You can play with Rezo and Weaver, but that's it. Your Naga is AFK, completely AFK. And I like the fact that Grimstroke didn't even level his ulti, by the way. He's level 7 without the ulti. And it's something that you can really do in games in which you don't have any big combos. And in this game, he has no combos. You can double net or double enchant.
Yeah, that's about as good as it gets. Oh, you double yours.
Weaver.
There you go.
He was about to time-lapse after the chrono, but there was one last bash just as the chrono ended.
RNG works in nikkobaby's favor, and Alliance's move will seem favorable as they will be able to secure this tier 1 tower. And you can already see that handsken is set up on the top in case VP try and get some chip damage at this tier 2. Likely, they'll just let him be. In fact, actually, they won't. Handsken, you could see it. He's just like, I just want to hit creeps, bro. Come on, I've got 500 gold towards this blink.
Now, they really identified the weakness of Alliance right now, and that's this super underfarmed Shaker that can't really even use the Echo because he's level 6 and he doesn't have maxed out Aftershock. It's only level 2.
He basically, like, once he has that blink, it is the game-winning blink, right? Because you're against the Naga, this Weaver, and this Voice Spirit, 2 squishy cores and 1 which has a stack of illusions to play.
It's the reliable initiation that it brings to Team of Alliance, to Alliance, right? That's what it brings.
Liz, it's happening again. This is so good from VP. They'll just move in and clean him up again. They fire and forget, and Limp does arrive in time to get Zayats. But Rezo gets away with it once more.
It's a good counter kill, but it relieves the pressure as well. That's the problem. Suddenly your Viper is stuck on the tier 2, and you can see these rotations from Weaver and Resolution. You see how they're going?
Speaking of Weaver, yeah, like catch
There's no
him.
chrono though.
That's the problem. He would look at the sentry. He literally just got out of range of it, so they didn't have vision, and now they need to run. Solo being brought down low. Limp puts down the brakes so you can actually hit and do him faster, and as a result, Solo will fall. But I mean, you just use Prime Raw essentially to get an Enchantress, and you still had to bring a lot of heroes here.
Man, Break is so busted. Break is so good. Even versus Enchantress right there, you could see it. Untouchable doesn't work, so they clean her up really easily. I thought that in that situation, Virtus Pro might get a counter kill because they planned it. They force 2 rotations to top lane to help Shaker, and then they collapse on the Beastmaster and Void. But they didn't get anything out of it, just the roar that was used. But I don't think you're sad about that if you're Alliance at all.
No, you'll have it again soon. It's just 40 seconds away. And when you do have it, you'll also have a chrono available this time, as that's 5 seconds out. And they do a smoke. As soon as the chrono's available, you use it. That's how this draft works.
Remember the whale we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
It's
on
there. Zayats. Yeah.
Yep. Wants to contribute some damage. Chrono's going to go down on the Weaver, and they've got enough to kill him off. Perfect pick. The one that I actually wanted as well.
I don't see those jukes you're talking about, by the way, but maybe FNG will fall.
Well, that's because Alliance were the ones doing the jukes when they were playing the Weaver. So, the problem is, you know, nikkobaby already knows how Weaver does his juke. And S4, Boar is being used against him. He has got that Primal Roar, and they can fight this right now. Primal Roar is going to come out. nikkobaby doesn't actually want to help anymore, though. In fact, he just needs to leave.
Why are they not going for Void there? They were very passive. Now, okay, there is a tier, it's tier 2, not even a tier 1.
Song.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised they didn't go for the Void, because they know he has no chrono. He used it earlier on the Weaver, and you haven't Snare. Right?
Not just that, also they know there's no, the full force isn't there. Look at handsken, who is now going to die top, so I guess they just saw more value in making handsken's life even sadder. But they knew Shaker was top the entire time, so they knew they always had number advantage in that engagement.
I really think they had an opportunity there to try and make a kill on Void, but they probably know better though. They also see that Viper is missing, so he could have been right there, and if you try and commit too hard, you might get counter killed. So, you know, better safe than sorry, especially when you're playing the Naga Siren.
Most definitely. I mean, that's the thing for VP. If they can get this late enough, yeah, you're up against the Faceless Void. But when you get those hyper late game fights, you know, Chrono is a big cooldown, but Naga keeps on doing what Naga does best.
You're gonna have a lot of diffusals as well. One on Weaver about to be completed. Same goes for Naga. After the Manta, it's his next item.
Heals. Jakiro caught, but they don't have the damage. Double-headed dragon is quite tanky, and nikkobaby moving forward, but no one's going to be found. Or is it S4 being found? He has got the Primal Roar, but they need at least 3 heroes to kill off this Naga.
30 seconds for the chrono, so it's quite far away.
Exactly, and this is a bit of a dicey chase, right? Like, that's another thing for Alliance. Your catch is meant to be handsken, and he has not participated in the last 2 fights.
Just give him some time, man. Where's the rush? It's only 17 minutes. He's died a couple of times. Let him farm the jungle a bit. He'll get there.
That's true. The jungle's probably a better place for him to be. There's less chance that VP heroes just run at you straight away. Whereas so far, the game has felt like they see Handsken hit a single creep in the lane top, they scream Handsken's name, and then run towards the top.
Well, no one is actually screaming or singing his name, yeah. Can he echo this? No.
There's
Maybe
no
with some rotation.
reinforcements. Yeah. That's the thing. I don't
I'm
think
surprised.
they had TP. Actually, they did have TPs available.
Of course they did. They're not playing in your rank, dude. Everyone has TPs here.
Liz, don't give me that shtick. I know they do it in your pub games as well, okay?
I know I don't have TPs, Liz. So
You're like, one more
fine.
creep, buddy. One more creep. Push on the bot lane, and there won't be a reflector movement on the top. Although VP heroes are nearby, and the stance comes out to Handsken. So there it is. Inkswell chased in. The TP's already happening, and they'll back away. They have forced FNG here, but they're not in position to make a move on the other side of the map.
Yeah, this was really telegraphed. Handsken should know 100% that they want his death as soon as possible, so that they can delay that dagger a bit longer. But I think Virtus Pro should chill. They'll understand that they can't take him anymore.
Solo just doing solo things. It's okay. I mean, well, it's not okay. It gives a decent chunk of change compared to the POS 5 on the side of Alliance.
He went for a medallion. I would be surprised if he didn't go for Force next. I think it's a really solid item this game, just to help out versus the Nether Toxin. You could go for something like a Solar Crest or Glimmer as well to help you out versus all the magic damage and the Chrono. That's also an option.
No, I think 4 stuff just seems like the best, right? Because then you can save whoever's in the Nether Toxin. You've got multiple heroes that don't want to get stuck in there. Rezo is lurking around bot. S4 was looking for him, but it looks like he's just going to keep cutting these waves so they can't push in hard on the bot lane, which is obviously what Beastmaster wants to do.
That's such a good tier 2 item. And they just got a net, clumsy net again. So you have the ensnare from the Naga, now you have the clumsy net too.
It's true. We did mention the lockdown, how it's, you know, limited in terms of which heroes have it. So Eng can contribute more to the fights now. There might be a fight happening bot soon, though. Heroes are starting to rally around this bot area. It seems like nikkobaby's just been content to farm in the meantime. Feeling confident about how he'll match up against the Naga if they continue at this rate.
I mean, Void is scary. Later on in the game, you can be as tanky as you want, but he's going to chrono you for a really long time. And also, he's going for Mjolnir. I was thinking maybe he'll go for Axe this game. I have seen a lot of... Oh, mid lane,
They're going for
nikkobaby.
nikkobaby. The BKB gets forced out straight away. The Soulbind is only onto him, and no one is close enough because Limp can stay out of range. Zayas will be brought down. Rezo was chased onto next. They've got the Roar, but they don't have the range right now. Handsken has the Blink, however, and that will give them the range they need. Okay, they'll save the Primal Roar. nikkobaby does not hesitate to throw out that Chrono for a kill to Rezo, who's on the kill streak.
It's a good kill. It's a good kill. You know how elusive Void Spirit is, so using that chrono on him is definitely fine. Also, the first BKB has been used by nikkobaby. Mid lane.
That's the defusal reveal. Limp is feeling the pain right now. That's the second defusal. Ooh. Limp's like,
They
fine,
still have the
I don't
Roar.
need my mana. They still have the Roar, but no one... He plays a bit of SingStar on the weekends. He knows how to get out of this one. However, Handsken,
okay,
he doesn't want to go. He did have the Blink ready. I think the other thing to highlight also is that Alliance in that mid lane, that was kind of optimal situation because they did actually scan out VP's smoke when they were trying to get in. The question is, when are we looking towards Roche in this game? Because now Song is down. You've got Echo Slam. Maybe if you're Alliance, you could go get yourself a second life.
Both of these teams do rush really well. I don't see a clear favorite. And there's the Tornado. I think that was... Who was it? Was it Enchantress or Beast? That was Beasts, yeah.
Beast has still got that Roar. But so far, VP, I mean, they're ducking and diving. They're doing a good job of staying away. And they have to against this Shaker with the Blink now.
Need to be careful though, because S4, he's on a hunt and he sees them with the Hawk.
Yeah, and Handsken, he's got that Blink. Like, this is the thing. The vision in conjunction with the Shaker's initiation potential was good. Zayas will be brought down. Soulbind's going to be there. They need to be careful, though. Handsken is waiting for his opportunity to jump right now. No one will chase him. There's the Echo Slam on the Illusions. Well down to half HP already. The BKB gets out there. nikkobaby moves in. He'll look for the kill. The buyback comes out on the Grimstroke. They've already lost both the Naga and the Void Spirit. And that won't be all they'll lose. Solo is going to be brought down. The rest of VP do retreat. And that is going to be the pit secured by the side of Alliance.
Straight into the pit. You have a lot of utility that S4 brings there. You have the Nether Toxin. The damage really is not lacking. And the most important part is you're not afraid of anything that Wirtstroke can come with. Weaver might try to steal it to Sukuchi, but I think that's probably not going to happen.
I think if you do that, you die, Liz.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I'm surprised they decided to fight there, because you know there's a Hawk on top of you, so that vision is very beneficial for Alliance, and you don't have Song. So if they go on the Naga, she just dies. And they did see the Shaker. He was sitting in vision.
I think the other thing to highlight about that, right, is like VP identifies Shaker as a problem. They're all so split up. But we see the weakness of Naga against that Shaker, right? It's like you create your own problem of all these illusions as soon as you summon.
I just see a lot of problems on the side of VP. Their catch is very limited. Their stuns are very expensive. What are their stuns, actually?
They have Inkswell, Aether Remnant. Neither of these are reliable so far.
That's not reliable, especially the Inkswell, because it's purgeable, and you can purge it with Beastmaster's Necros every time. Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, you do have the Clumsy Net, and you've got this Yules that can set up the Aether Remnant, but it's nothing compared to a Primal Roar or a Chrono or even an Ice Path.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of issues. It's not even the disables themselves, it's the damage from the side of Virtus Pro. It's very lackluster. Like your Naga has Manta Diffusal, that's fine, but she needs a BKB because of the break, and your Weaver is also going for a BKB. And that item doesn't really help you that much versus the Roar and the Chrono. And it's not going to give you some big power spike that's going to enable you to just destroy them. However, truth be told, it does help a lot versus Shaker.
That's true. But you're right about the damage side of things, right? There's double differ. It's not like you're playing against this Leshrac or some of your huge mana pool. We saw it on Limp, right? When both diffusal carriers melted his mana pool, he still had like a quarter of his life, and they knew they couldn't finish it. Now Alliance, they're going to look to finish some builds. They do have to move up to the high ground temporarily. They've got the Chrono to play with, so they don't even have to feel that threatened here. And you already see VP. They're just splitting the map. LTW pushing in top. No one farming the dire jungle, and Limp just role-playing a machine gun right now.
Yeah, and he hits so hard with this Viper. He has the talent for 100 attack range. This solo might be dead. Yep.
Will he die solo, though? Ooh, nikkobaby.
He's just baiting.
Toying with him.
He wasn't gonna chrono there. It's just a bait.
No, because if you chrono and they have buybacks, then all of a sudden you have to leave. If you do this instead, they always remember that you have chrono. Well, he wants to catch him killing his eyes. He actually needs to be careful. The Inkswell might hit him up, but oh, there it is. Limp with the kill secure.
One good thing that no one has done, he creep skipped pretty much every lane, so they don't have any more creeps to work with. They barely even got this side of Raxes, or at least the melee. So no one did a pretty good job creep skipping here and delaying the game a little bit.
Primer are out, Macropie down. They can stun follow up on the Weaver, and there it is. The Echo Slam jumping. They squash a bug on this Knight, and the Knight will feel long for VP because, as you said, he has bought some of that creep bush in. But they do have plenty of time left on that Aegis, about a minute and a half.
They're severely missing a big front-lining hero on the side of VP. Someone that can just jump in and
something like
this that Solo is doing.
Yeah. Someone like maybe Centaur, right? I mean, if only this team was known for picking Centaur, it could have relieved some of the problems.
So Rezo can fit that role as well, but he's a bit underfarmed, and he's not really your hero that is going to soak in all the damage. He's just a hero that's going to go in and create some chaos, right? But the follow-up is also very minimal. The more this game goes on, the more apparent the flaws of the draft become. But
yeah,
maybe if you buy enough time. Naga has the BKB. Weaver has it as well. You have 2 10 seconds BKB. It's pretty much now or never. You really need to take a good fight.
That moment where the Aether Remnant somehow hits the creep behind Void is a painful moment. Maybe you could burn down BKB Chrono straight away without hesitation. In onto the Naga Siren, and no one being bashed up. She's going to be brought down dead for 50 seconds. No buyback, and they will realize that very quickly. Because he did buy out on the new IAM.
About to run out. The Aegis will run out in 10 seconds. They timed that so perfectly well on the side of Alliance.
This is keys to the base. You know, this is going to be a second lane. Of course, the other lane's picked like tier 2. Okay. Might be keys to more at this rate. Weaver's brought down. The Primal Roar haven't been thrown out. Rezo trying to move away. But that's all your spells use. The time dilation hurts him a little bit, but he's still got cooldowns even when he gets rid of it. He's gone. Zayats, they're like kill after kill. Wherever we go, we find something to murder, and they'll go back. And
That's a GG. That's a GG well played. That's a GG. And handsken, right now, when he whacks someone with that totem, he's like, every single time, because they killed him so many times in that lane. Like, I think he died 5 times before he got, 4 or 5 times before he got his blink dagger. They really had a hard on just killing him.